Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another new episode of Inside Voices First Takes. I am still your co-host, Colin Binnick.
And I am your co-host, Adam Rubin.
Unfortunately, he is. And today, we're going to discuss what we both just seen from the movie theater, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Life cannot be contained. Life breaks free. Life finds a way.
Oh, boy. Another
So,
Jurassic...
Colin, what did you think of 12 Monkeys? I mean, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
You mean Rise of the Planet of the Apes? I mean, dinosaurs, right?
That's right. That's right.
Ooh. Okay, well...
That's the show, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
I have to gather myself before I say anything. It's trouble on the horizon. Let me start off by saying I was quite a fan of Jurassic World. I know there are some people who do not care for Jurassic World. But I think these people forget what we had gotten before then. We had Jurassic Park 3 and Lost World. Compared to those movies, Jurassic World I thought was a nice rebound back to something close to competent,
Listen,
so I quite enjoyed myself.
Something close to competent is not good enough to make you a fan of that thing. That is crazy, Colin.
I was just being polite. I think it's much better than competent, but you know what I'm saying, okay? The first one is a classic. It's near it. So
that's awfully bold, but we're not talking about Jurassic World, which was not a good movie.
It was a very good movie. But with the sequel, the very first trailer already made me worried about this movie because the trailer was so underwhelming and just so kind of like, I was watching it and I was telling my coworkers and I'm like, are they just redoing Lost? Are they actually redoing Lost World? Is that the best we can come up with in terms of like getting the dinosaurs off the island? I think I've seen this somewhere. So I was just like, oh God, really? So it wasn't quite that. So, okay, it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It wasn't?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Colin, how bad did you think it was going to be?
But it ain't good. I can't say it's a good movie.
Colin, how bad did you... I'm so curious now. What is it that you were expecting?
I thought they were just going to do almost like a Lost World rehash. Or like, I don't know, just maybe changing a little bit of it. But mostly like getting dinosaurs off the island to go somewhere else, and there's also like hunters involved. That's really what it seemed what we were going to get for the most part.
You wouldn't say that that's what we got?
We got some of that, but then, like I said,
well, hold on. Sorry, let's not go into no spoilers yet. No spoilers.
We got some other things too.
I almost got ahead of myself there.
We've seen this movie together, so I'll use this as a reference. You remember the movie Oblivion, right?
Of course. How could I forget the movie Oblivion?
The movie Oblivion. Well, you know what I said about that movie? It was like somebody took a blender of 10 sci-fi movies, and you get Oblivion. Yeah. This movie is
almost exactly the real story of how that movie was made. So,
well, again,
quite astute.
We do have insider information.
So a lot of M83 and just blenders.
But this movie reminded me a little of that, just not as extreme. I just felt like they took like 5 different films. A little bit of Lost World, a little bit of the recent Apes movies, a little bit of 12 Monkeys, like you said, a little bit of, I want to say, Gattaca. That involves cloning, right? Is that a...
I mean, let's not involve Gattaca for no reason.
But you know what I'm saying? Like other cloning sci-fi movies or something. Mm-hmm. So you put them all in a blender, and you get Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, which is
careful. You almost called it Lost World.
I know. I should have just called it Jurassic World, The Lost Park, Jurassic World. That's really a better title for it.
There you go. Ooh, Colin, I think you've got something there.
I know. But right. You put them all together, and it ends up being inferior than any of those movies. So that was my first reaction. What about you?
So, in terms of see it, don't see it. Where does fall on the scale for you?
I can't fully recommend people going to the theater to watch it. I can't.
In good conscience, you can't recommend it in good conscience.
That being said, if you want like a different type of Jurassic movie, this is probably like the most different of all of them. Like, because it tries to be so many other things, not very successfully, but at least it is trying.
Not very.
Other things besides sci-fi animals break loose on island movie. That's really all. You could define all those movies in that concept, in that genre. So, if you want something slightly different, including a great third act, I'll say, okay, go see it. But other than that, you can pass.
Wow. Okay, so much to unpack there. Stick around for the next section of our video, and we'll go into whether it was a great third act. But I'm going to be more specific than Colin, as usual. I'm going to say if your favorite parts, if you loved Jurassic World, and what you loved about it was Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's high heels, and that there were dinosaurs, this could be a movie for you. Because all three of those things are in this movie. On the other hand, if you would like this movie to be a movie, then I would pass. I would pass. I would not bother with it. I think that you should wait until it's on television, and then you could watch it, but don't watch it on like HBO. Wait until it's on FX or something like that, so that you could plausibly be like, oh man, they really ruined this movie with all these commercials. You'll think they recut it, and you'll think that's why it's bad, and that's the perfect way to watch it. On a plane, on FX, with commercials. That's what I'm going to say.
I don't think most planes get FX, but okay, I understand.
So. Well, we need to work.
What kind of planes are you going on? What kind of planes are you riding?
I mean, I guess, Fox Air. Anyway, that's really all we have to say. It ain't good. It ain't good. So, I'm with. That's 2 Fs from me and Colin. Don't bother with it in the theater. And so, that being said, stick around, because from here on out, spoiler alert, we're going to go into it as much as you can spoil something that just never was good to begin with. So, Colin, what did you like so much about the third act?
Well, the third act was very, very intense. Like, I thought it did tension very well. When they unleashed the Indoraptor. First of all, how it got unleashed with the hunter opening the cage, and then the Indoraptor kind of just playing dead, and like purposely playing dead. My whole audience got a kick out of that. Like, yeah, we're actually cheering for the dinosaurs now. This is how bad they've done with the humans. We're cheering for the dinosaurs now, and not the characters. That's how you know something may be off with this franchise at this point.
Well, that actually gets to something really critical. That I have a huge problem that I have with this movie. Because I think in that moment, you are supposed to root for the dinosaur to kill that guy. Because he's a bad guy.
Yes.
Right? And then you're supposed to root for the dinosaur to kill the next couple of guys on the elevator. Because they're bad guys too. They're the ones who auctioned them off. And then immediately afterwards, you're supposed to not root for the dinosaur anymore. And the dinosaur is supposed to be the bad guy. And you can't keep flipping sort of, frames of moral reference like that. This movie really wants to have its cake and eat it too with that kind of crap, and it drove me nuts. Right from the very first moment, you open your movie with dinosaurs eating a couple people. Ooh, we're having fun. Aren't the dinosaurs horrible? Cut to, I now run an animal rights organization to save the dinosaurs, and you spend the next 10 minutes of the movie trying to get me to feel bad for the dinosaurs. Well, maybe don't open with them just senselessly killing some innocent people. What kind of thing is that to do in a movie?
Well,
what kind of ending is that?
I disagree with you in terms of the first scene making us supposed to feel like the dinosaurs are villain. No, the humans are just stupid for going there and trying to collect. So really,
of course.
That's totally deserved in terms of you're invading their territory again. What do you think was gonna? It's like you go into in Africa, you go into a wild preserve. If the lions don't chase you, then then that's just not accurate. You're in their territory. Of course, something bad could happen. So I don't think they were villains in that moment or bad.
And this movie's at a level where I'm not going to even go into why they would think that all the dinosaurs were dead when they were explicitly there because they knew the dinosaurs weren't dead. But whatever.
Rehashing Lost World, right? It's been a few years. There's no way they could be still surviving, but something has survived.
Right. And why would they think that they couldn't survive a couple of years on a fully stocked island? But whatever. This movie's not good enough for us to go into that. What I'm saying is, not that the dinosaurs are villains because they ate those people, but that does not instill empathy for the dinosaurs in me. That makes me pull away from the fact that they just killed those people. They're scary, they're wild animals, and they're dangerous. And then the movie, which is what the very sensible conclusion that the U.S. Senate comes to, why they're involved in this at all, is never really explained, but whatever. I thought that was the quaintest part of this movie, is that this movie takes place in a world where U.S. Congress thinks it has a say in anything, and actually came to a conclusion after it held a hearing. Magnificent. Wish we were in that world.
Let's just take a moment to acknowledge how frustrating it must be to be Dr. Ian Malcolm in this whole movie.
No one ever listens to him.
No one ever listens to him.
Except this time. This was the first time they listened to him. They did listen to him.
Yeah.
And they were going to let them die. Except one group of people doesn't want to let them. We're supposed to feel that it's wrong to let the dinosaurs die. Yeah. We're supposed to feel bad for them. We're supposed to feel empathy. You don't build empathy with a dog by showing me it attack a human being. We didn't need to see them at all until they get back to the island. That actually would have added a lot.
You're right, but you also have to understand too that the empathy dinosaurs are never the carnivores. Okay, it's whenever we see like the Brachiosaurus, or the Triceratops. Okay, those are the ones that are supposed to evoke empathy. Like when the boat is actually pulling away from the island and the Brachiosaurus is in the tip, I actually felt like, oh
yeah,
no,
that was sad. Why couldn't we just have that moment?
That was your moment of empathy. That was it.
Yeah, way too late. I'm supposed to have been caring about them for an hour by the time I get that.
Well, again, this is coming out from the back of the first Jurassic World. You're always supposed to care about at least the T-Rex and Blue because they did help save them in the previous movie. So that's supposed to carry over into this. So
let's talk. But the point being, then you're going to undo that by just having the T-Rex just randomly eat a dude because he or try to fail to, which sucks.
What he does
because he can.
Yeah.
Why? Why wouldn't you just let me? It's stupid. They keep doing it, but it's not the only time they do it. They do it over and over again. In that moment you just said we're supposed to be rooting for the dinosaur. A minute later, we're supposed to be rooting for the people to get away from the dinosaur, and the dinosaur's the bad guy now. You can't do that. You have to set a standard and stick to it, because otherwise I am left not really caring. Did you really care about any of it?
Yeah, I did. But actually what you said about you can't... creature can't be bad and good, or can't keep changing sides. Guess what? That's the whole ending of the first Jurassic Park. Isn't the T-Rex a villain the entire time until the very, very end, when it actually shows up and saves the group of people? I'm just saying. There is a precedent.
How does it save the group of people, Colin?
Like taking out the raptors. Letting the humans escape while that's going on. I'm just saying.
It maintained. I'm not saying things can't go from bad to good. I'm saying we kept one moral frame of reference, which is whatever is... We were with the human beings the whole time. Things trying to kill them, bad. Things helping them not die, good. We stayed with them the whole time, and creatures chose their actions. In this one, when he's in the cage with the hunter, we are rooting for him to kill him, and then kill a bunch of other people who we're also supposed to want to see die, and then, but not those people. Those people we don't want to die, only the other people. So now he's the bad guy, and now we want a raptor to kill the other raptor, after you showed that he's also just a trained animal, and the whole conceit of the movie is that it's wrong to kill intelligent animals. Then we're just going to kill him. You can't have it both ways. Decide what your movie is about.
Listen. That dilemma you're talking about was not even a problem I had. So if that's a problem you had, I'm sorry. I was rooting for the dinosaurs to kill the wrong people.
Okay. What were the problems that you had then?
My problems? Like I said, this movie tried to be too many things, and it just faltered on basically all of them. Like, you know, the weaponizing of dinosaurs, guess what? You already talked about that in Jurassic World. I didn't like that storyline. The fact that they doubled down on it in this movie, more stupid.
They certainly did.
I mean, just what else? Okay, the cloning thing. Okay, the actual backstory, the fact that Hammond had a partner who, and there was a falling out for some reason, and the reason by the falling out is that it's because the other guy decided to clone his daughter and raise her as his granddaughter. Okay. Now, that could have been a whole movie unto itself, and they just kind of shoehorned that in. And I was just like, whoa. This plot deserves a half an hour just devoted to this. And they just
that would have been better.
They breezed over it. So and I was like, whoa. What are we doing? That's actually interesting, okay? We're just going to not even talk about it? Oh, okay.
And it folds perfectly into my point, because the one and only time that's relevant in this movie is because she's the only, that's why she says she freed the dinosaurs at the end, because they're alive just like me, by which we're supposed to infer, oh, we're all clones got to stick together. The whole point of the rest of the movie is supposed to be dinosaurs are living things, and living things all have dignity and deserve to be allowed to live. And then the person who started a whole charity about that is going to decide to just gas them all. Literally gas them in a gas chamber. Are we kidding with this?
I actually thought what Claire was going to do in that scene was actually the right thing. I mean, she has a noble cause about wanting to save them, but unleashing them into the public, basically onto the main continent without any restrictions or fences or whatever, and they can just go wherever they want. That is literally opening the biggest of Pandora's box you could ever ask for, and that's an idea I actually find interesting. But I just. Because the debate about, okay, yes, they are living things and they're alive and they do feel things. Okay, fair enough. But the difference between them and like the little Maisie, the little girl, is that dinosaurs were extinct. Okay, they're not supposed to be around at all. Okay, this is still humanity's time. So human beings are, if you clone a human being, that's not like all of a sudden upsetting the natural chain of history or whatever, okay?
Well,
that's what
not of natural history.
And that's what Ian Malcolm's talking about, and no one seems to take that part as serious as they should. Like, yes, they're animals. We get it. Guess what? These animals aren't supposed to live on our planet with us. That's the point. So I just didn't like how that kind of got swept under the rug so much.
It gets worse than that, Colin, because the entire sort of philosophical, moral crux of this movie is supposed to be, we played God once, right? As you just said, we upset the balance of history by playing God and bringing these dinosaurs back. Is it right to play God again to save them, or is it better to let the act of God, this volcano, wipe out the mistake and reset the clock? Except that either way, you can bring dinosaurs back again. They're not going re-extinct. Those dinosaurs on that island are simply dying, and you could bring them all back again like you did the first time. So what is really at stake here?
Well, I mean, I think they've established that not all the DNA could be like. Remember, like the Blue, she's the last raptor apparently. So there is no more raptor DNA out there in the world. So
well, except that they
out of all dinosaurs could you could bring back that way.
Except that they did still have raptor DNA because they'd already made the Indoraptor.
But that was all of it. It was gone now, and that's why they needed Blue. Remember, the doctor is like, I need more of the raptor DNA to make the next Indoraptor because this one is defected. because it didn't have a mother to raise her, and that was the whole point. So therefore, there was no more raptor DNA after that, unless they got flew off the island. So I'm just saying, some creatures, maybe not all of them, but some of them would have been actually extinct again. Yeah.
Yes, but how did they get the raptor DNA in the first place, Colin? I mean, they made it up out of frogs and lizards and crap.
No, you forgot. In Jurassic World, Dr. Wu gets the case and gets off the island before it all went to crap. That's how the raptor DNA initially got off the island.
No, I'm saying in the first Jurassic Park, how did they make dinosaurs at all? They didn't have raptor DNA. They reinvented the DNA from lizards and snakes and frogs and crap with just the one amberfied, whatever it was, a mosquito or something. Yeah. They could do that again. They did that 25 years ago in this world. They could do it again.
A plethora of just random amber mosquitoes just lying around everywhere. I think there's a limit on that too.
You don't think they had the amber mosquito when he literally had one on the head of his cane?
And then what happened? And then what happened? It shattered. So therefore that one's gone. So.
They're all over the place. Give me a break.
All right. I'm just trying to speculate here.
You're trying to save something that doesn't deserve to be saved. That's what you're trying to do. It doesn't make any sense, and you will not convince me that it does.
Just like the dinosaurs, in a way.
Just like the dinosaurs, yes. Okay, but so what are your issues with this thing then?
What other issues do I have?
Well, you were saying that the bits didn't quite fit together, but I'm saying that, and you're trying to make it seem like the story makes sense when I'm saying the story doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it makes sense in the logic that you think, there's just an abundance of evil corporations who just want a bottom line profit. Then that makes sense because I can totally find that plausible. But they're also stupid because, plausible. Again, all these companies or people think you can control these creatures, and I don't understand how they just keep not seeing no you cannot, which is why I kind of like, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, I kind of like that. You know what, the genie can't be put back in the bottle, Pandora's box can't be closed, let's unleash them onto the world and teach humanity a lesson. God dang it.
Oh boy, is that where you think the next movie's going? This is now going to be a human reckoning?
I think it could be a attempt again, and this is where part of the blender genre comes in. But if they're trying to do like a Godzilla movie, like a Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where you unleash this thing on humanity, and it may not be necessarily like completely apocalyptic. Like Godzilla wasn't completely apocalyptic, but that was unleashed onto the world, and it ruined like 2 cities. Okay, but the rest of the world's okay for now. If it's something going to be like that, then I actually would not mind seeing what like Jurassic World 3 could be, because that's actually an intriguing idea. Let's get dinosaurs everywhere on the planet. Let's actually make it a Jurassic World, as Dr. Malcolm said so astutely at the end of the movie. Okay, that's a whole different movie to me, and actually I would like that idea.
Yes, except how is it going to be that when you don't have any mating pairs of these dinosaurs? You just have single specimens of dinosaurs. So there's just not literally that many of them.
Did that stop the dinosaurs mating in the first movie? Remember? They're all supposed to be female in the first movie, and yet they still mate. They still had little younglings. So.
Oh, you know what? I didn't remember that.
As Dr. Malcolm said, Adam,
life finds a way.
Find a way. Come on, do your research, man.
But this time it's a numbers game. There's only Blue. She's the only raptor. There's no second female raptor for someone to do a sex changeroo. There's literally just one. So unless they're going to start cloning themselves or just budding off into additional raptors, there can't be more raptors.
She's the only one right now, but remember in the ending montage of this movie, there were more people with cases of dino DNA.
Yeah. They're gonna just keep making them, huh? Just still keep making them. We're never learning.
Adam, we want to root for the dinos now.
Yeah.
That's what just like in Planet of the Apes, we root for the apes and Caesar in those movies most of the time. Okay, that's what they're trying to accomplish with it. I just think the apes movies are doing it better. So.
Then they gotta stop putting Chris Pratt in it. If you want us to hate all the people in the movie, you came pretty close. Don't put 2 likable people in the movie then. Just have them all be unlikable.
if you put Chris Pratt, he's the one who can actually make you go, oh wait, no, humanity, Burt Macklin, FBI, come on.
Well, it's because they made his character in this one. They really forced Blue's basically his dog. Like he's his friend, and he's the only one who really gets the dinosaurs. So he's sympathetic.
Blue was a lot more, I guess, accommodating in this movie. And you would think 3 years removed after seeing him. Yeah. After seeing him, you would think Blue would kind of be like, "Oh, who are you? You've been gone forever. What's up?"
They absolutely retconned Blue's entire personality that he's somehow Chris Pratt's best friend.
They try to retcon it with the flashback video, where actually when you see someone hiding, Blue actually is empathetic. And actually, you know what? I thought that was kind of touching. But then I thought, wait a minute, she probably would have forgotten how to do that by now. But you know what I thought was going to happen? Which I would have liked in the third act, because it would have also redeemed the Indoraptor in a way. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this Indoraptor is just unhinged because it's like the Dominus Rex. It was raised in isolation. It didn't have a maternal figure to raise it, and it's just like a killing. It's also a hybrid, so it's not natural. I thought what was going to happen when Blue showed up to also fight it, I thought Blue was going to be able to communicate to it, because it's part raptor.
They certainly set that up as the only reason Blue was being brought in. Yeah.
Right, but by communicating, trying to empathize with the creature, and the creature not knowing empathy for the first time would be, I don't know, maybe taken by it, and basically Blue would nurture the Indoraptor to being stable or being like an actual.
Would have been so much better than what they actually did, which is do a lot of setup for that and then never have it happen.
It never paid off. It never paid off.
The fact that the raptors can communicate, never relevant at all.
They laid these breadcrumbs, I thought, on purpose. I was wrong. Anyway.
As soon as the exact instant that you were wrong, when you assumed that something in this movie had a purpose. That was the moment it went wrong.
It certainly thought and tried to have a purpose. I just thought the purpose was not done the right way.
Everything in this movie was at cross purposes. Yeah. That's different, and that's why it didn't work. And the fact that the T-Rex can just randomly show up to eat anything at any time that's convenient. You're not allowed to use it 3 times in one movie, Con. You can do that once. We all like it to happen once. We do not want to see it 3 separate times. That's insane. Who thought that was okay?
Well, since it happened in the first movie, they're like, more is better. More is better.
Who thought it was okay? Oh gosh, Con, this movie. I've changed my mind. Don't watch it even when it comes out on television.
Oh no!
Just don't bother.
We've lowered Adam's opinion on the movie in a span of 30 minutes.
I'm giving this movie a 4.
4. Wow, that
out of 10.
Okay. Well, I liked some of it. I thought the third act was quite intense. It had an intensity that I wish the whole movie had. Sadly, this movie was more of a case of woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, it could have been so many other things than what it was. It relied on too many other types of genres and movies to try to make it its own. And it ended up being just, I think, lackluster. I won't say it's bad though, because there were some good things. I liked the idea of the clone daughter and the backstory with Hammond and the other partner, but we didn't get enough of it. So
could have been interesting, but wasn't.
So I will give it a 5 out of 10. I'll give it a 5.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We're pretty close.
5.5. Good 5.5.
Oh, okay. 5.5. Well, I'm sticking at 4. 4 dead. 4.0. 3.95 really, but I'm rounding.
Let's not get.
I'm rounding to 4.
Okay, Mr. Math. So, you ready for Jurassic World 3? Because I'm sure it's coming.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Well, on that note, this has been Inside Voices First Takes on Jurassic World 2. I have been Colin Binnick.
And I've been Adam Rubin.
And we will see you next time on First Takes.
Let's talk about Incredibles 2 again. Wasn't that a fun movie?
Yes.
That was a great movie. This was almost nothing like that.